Hey guys, my name is Casey, and today we're going to be looking at two strategies for two different subjects within language arts. We have vocabulary, and then we also have comprehension. So, without further ado, let's start with vocabulary. This activity is called Start with the Root, and it can be done in groups, it can be done with just one student. It's very versatile. All you need is a piece of paper or the ability to write stuff up on the board, like a chalkboard or a smartboard, something like that. The whole point of this lesson, the point of this activity, the whole point of this activity is to help students look at the root of a word and be able to take that and make it into other words that they might know off the top of their head. You want to increase their vocabulary, and you want them to have a very wide range of words whenever they're talking and writing. So let's say we're starting on the board with a class. You would say, okay, let's start with the root of a word. I'm going to use the example I used on the slideshow, and let's say the root word is 10, T-E-N. Now, this is a word, but it's also a root word that can be found in, a good number of other, words that we know. And so you would look at this and you would say, okay, class, what other words can you make from this? And someone might say tenant. You have 10, starts at the beginning, add ET, now you have tenant. What's a tenant? It's someone who lives in an apartment or dorm, etc. See, by just adding two letters, we've now made a brand new word, and then we go over the meaning as well. So TEN doesn't have to just be at the beginning. You could say gotten. If you've just gotten something, you've obtained it. You might say pretend. Tend's in the middle here. What's the definition of pretend? It's to fake, to do something false. And then you go on. You go to different ones talking about the definitions, talking about the spellings, and talking about how this root can create a bunch of different words. This helps students grow their vocabulary, and it has a lot of critical thinking in it, where you have to break down a word or a root to get a new word. So that was the vocabulary skill, which can be done on paper, on the board, wherever. It's very easy, very versatile. So now let's go on to talk about the comprehension activity. Same thing, you're going to need something to write on, and this comprehension activity is called the 5-finger retell. So the goal of this activity is for students to have read something, either a short excerpt at the beginning of class as like an intro to the class that day, or if they're reading something larger like a book, throughout, in the past couple days, couple weeks, you can use that as a way to do this activity. So for the 5-finger retell, there's 5 different steps, and these steps are here so that students think about what they read, think about what they're reading while they're reading it. And so after they're done reading it, they can put the book down and say, okay, what do I know from here? First finger, character. Who are the characters? Who are the main characters? Are they boys? Are they girls? What gender are they? What ethnicity are they? Talk about it. Make it a discussion. It's very important to be able to read something and then afterwards be able to say, okay, these characters are this is the protagonist, this is the antagonist, etc. Next, setting. Where does the story take place? What time? What area? Again, very important. Students need to know this whenever they're reading, books later in high school, having to do with reports. This is all very important. Next, events. This means what's happening in the story, what's going on, why is it going on? What about these events are important? How are these events pushing the plot forward? Number 4, the end. How did the story end? Did the story have an ending? What did you think of the ending? And finally, the easiest, don't do this one until the end, but just the favorites. This is more so just for people to continue the conversation, talk about what you liked, who are your favorite characters, who were your favorite, what your favorite things were in the book, etc. This is going to help you, this is going to help students have a better way of thinking while they read and not just reading to finish it. So when students are reading books in the future, they can be thinking about who are the characters, what's happening, why is it happening, where is it happening. And by doing this while you're reading, it will really increase and better the way that you take in information, through text. So yeah, those are the two activities that I have. Again, they were starting with the root, which we talked about here, and then the other one, which is the 5-finger method after reading a text. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys. Bye.